Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Ted Cruz is furious at Biden's own prison warden, who doesn't understand the difference between a man and a woman.
How many biological males are housed in female prisons under BOP?
Senator, I don't have those numbers in front of me today.
Why don't
but
you?
We could look at them and get back to you.
Why don't you?
I just don't have them top of mind.
Did you know you were going to be asked that today?
No, Senator.
Oh, you didn't. Have you been asked that before?
On the record, Senator?
Yes.
I don't recall.
You were asked a year ago in writing, and you failed to answer it in writing. You knew damn well you're going to be asked it today, but you don't want to answer it. Senator Lee asked, why don't you report the numbers? You don't report the numbers because you don't want people to know the numbers. So the fact that you sit there and say, I don't know, he said 1,300. Is that number in the ballpark?
1,300 as it relates to which category, Senator?
Biological males housed in female prisons.
No, that would be a much larger number.
Which is a larger number?
So the number of individuals who even identify as transgender at the Federal Bureau of Prisons is around 1,700. And the number of individuals that are housed in institutions not conforming with their biological sex are very low.
What? Wait. So this is happening and it's allowed? Why? You'd think that you'd be able to get this basic concept right, wouldn't you? Good grief, this is ridiculous.
Very low. Are we talking 100? Are we talking 10?
We will look at the numbers. We're talking less than 10.
So your testimony here, I just want to understand, your testimony here today is there are fewer than 10 biological males, human beings that were born male, who are housed in female prisons. Is that your testimony?
That is my understanding, and I will confirm that and get back to you.
Okay. Of the 1,700 prisoners you referenced, how many of them are convicted sex offenders?
I do not know the answer to that, Senator.
Are you aware that Great Britain's numbers, according to a January 2022 report, is the proportion of male-born transgender offenders who are sex offenders in the UK prison system is roughly 60%, significantly higher than the 18% of the general population? Are those numbers consistent with the American numbers?
I'm not familiar with Great Britain's numbers.
So let me ask you this. How many female inmates have been sexually assaulted by biological males who BOP has housed in female prisons?
Senator, I would have to look into that and get back to you.
Do you have an obligation to protect those female prisoners?
Absolutely.
So let me get this straight. You have certain numbers, as a matter of fact, you have a whole wealth of numbers to draw on, but you can't get this one straight? Of course you can't. Now, even in the Biden administration, apparently people can't even count.
And so have you examined how many women have been sexually assaulted by biological males that BOP has placed in the prison with those women?
I have not, Senator, but I will tell you that safety and security and the placement of every individual in our custody is top of mind and the most important.
So if it's top of mind, why haven't you examined how many have been sexually assaulted? This is an obvious question. If you put a man with male genitals, with a male body in a female prison who's a convicted sex offender, it's not rocket science that there's a real risk those women are going to be victims of sexual assault. How is it possible that you haven't even asked the question, how many women are getting sexually assaulted because of the policies of the Biden administration?
Senator, I assure you that safety and security of these individuals are top of mind. And if
so you haven't asked the question.
If there was misconduct, those individuals would be held accountable.
So this is at the top of your mind. You care deeply about this issue, ma'am, but she doesn't have raw numbers. She wasn't prepared to give this in testimony. This has been a hot button issue for years. And it keeps on getting worse the more we dig into it. And you mean to tell me that a major member of the Biden administration basically doesn't have numbers on how many actual men are in a women's prison? I know that it's an absolutely corrupt, ridiculous, stupid administration, just peopled with the most weak-willed, incompetent bureaucrats that can be easily controlled like puppets on strings. I know to expect that, but this is gross. This isn't just disheartening, this is just gross. And I don't think this is incompetence. I think this is on purpose. The Biden administration is almost completely filled with people who are so left-winged that their brains are basically rotting out. All right? They're so far to the left that Joseph Stalin would be a Republican. This is maddening that this keeps on happening over and over and over, and nothing can really be done about it until we get another president in office. And so the fact, I already know that Joe Biden doesn't know what a woman is. That he clearly doesn't, because his brain's basically melted. He's just that senile at this point, folks. And that might be too triggering to liberals. But if you want to trigger a liberal in your life, go over to my friends over at basedby.shop with amazing merch that will show how conservative you really are. And look, I know this issue constantly comes back to the idea of what is a woman. And I know that the Biden administration is too incompetent and too left-winged to tell you what it is. But in your prison system, where people under your protection are at risk and you won't fix a problem, this isn't just incompetence, this is negligence. People get sued over negligence. I wonder what we can do here for this, because you can't quite sue the government, but you can change the people in power. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politbro. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.